Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters.
Good afternoon.
Very good. I'm excited to be here. It is definitely an honor to be here today and speak to you. By a show of hands, how many of you use notes when you speak? By a show of hands. Okay. Now, this is a talk I've done before, but I think it's just apropos to kind of bring it to the front burner just a little bit so it becomes closer to what we do on a daily basis. And my goal today is for all of you, and myself included, is to learn a technique that you will never use notes again. Everybody say that, never use notes again?
Never use notes again.
That's what it's about. And it's about creating a mental structure in your mind that you can follow where you don't need the notes. And I have another question for you. Why is structure so important in a talk? Why is structure? Wait, what was that, Pam?
So you go all over the place.
That? What else?
I tend to.
Think about it from the audience's
Right.
perspective.
Makes it easy for them to follow.
It makes it easy for them to follow. Many times we have our talks and it's hard sometimes we don't realize that the audience may not be following what it is that you're doing. So the goal here today is to create a mental picture so you have that, you can go down your checklist mentally and have a very clean structure. So I want everybody to take the back of their agenda, turn it over because we're going to write some things down. Okay, back of your agenda or a piece of paper. Okay, this is a 6-step process, but again, typically this is like an hour class, but we're going to do it here in 6 to 8 minutes. We're going to roll through it really quickly. Okay, everybody with me?
Yes.
If you're with me, say, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I want. Okay, first step of the 6-step process. This is the first step of the structure of any talk that you do. And again, this could be multiplied however you want to do it. First thing we do is edify. Everybody say edify. No. Edify. That's what it's about. Edify. You say, well, what does that mean? That means when you come up to the lectern, come up to the podium, you thank the people that are there and you thank the people that have invited you. So someone has just introduced you and brought you up to the lectern. What do you say?
Thank you.
Well, yes, but you want to kind of build it up as well. So, yes, you just want to say, I want to thank you for inviting me to be here today. I've known this gentleman for about 6 or 7 years, and it is a pleasure for me to be here to speak to you today. Just something quick where you thank the audience for them being there and just honoring them. That's really what it's about. And what does that do, fellow Toastmasters? What does that do to your audience? It puts them on your side. Now you feel one of them. Okay, so edify, first thing. Second thing we do, ask a question. What was the first thing I did or second thing I did when I came up here? I asked a question. I said, how many of you use notes? And some went like this and some went like that. It is, what that does is, and you can allow your audience to actually answer that question. But what it does, it takes the pressure off you. And what I believe it does, it creates some audience involvement. Because anytime we come up here, the audience wants to be involved in what you do. So let's say, and I'll just use this as an example, I might come up to you or come up to the lectern after I've been asked to be up here and say, okay, by a show of hands, how many of you have a cell phone that sometimes the battery dies? By a show of hands. Now that might get, some hands raised. Then, okay, we got edification, we got question. The next thing we're going to do is introduce our topic. Okay? So 1, edification. 2, question. 3, our topic. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you about the best phone on the market, the Samsung Note 3. Boop. I have just given you my topic of the day. So that's what you want to come up. Give the audience your topic. What are you going to talk about? And keep in mind, we're doing this from a perspective of how the audience is hearing your talk. So they can logically go, boom, he's thanked us. Boom, he's asked a question. Boom, he's given us a topic. What he's going to talk about. What do you think, and again, we're going to go into the 4th point. What do you think the next thing I'm going to say? Just take a wild guess.
Another question.
It could be, that could be. But what I'm going to do is, now I've told you about the phone, I'm going to give you the 2 things why this phone is the best phone on the market. I'm just using this phone for this my phone. The 2 things, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you today about are battery life and dependability. Okay? Mental pictures. Okay, we are coming down the list here. So those are your content points. So the first thing I want to talk to you today, ladies and gentlemen, about, and this is what you would say is a content point. So I'm going to go back. I'm going really kind of fast because I don't have a lot of time. Okay, we're going to start off with the identification, the question, the topic, and then the subtopics. These are your content points. These are the points you're going to talk about in your talk. And you can make it 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is, however much time that you have. Okay? The first thing I want to talk to you today, ladies and gentlemen, is the battery life on the Samsung Note 3. Absolutely amazing. There is a 4,800 milliamp hour battery in this phone. I get approximately 48 hours of use without having to charge it up. It also has a quick charge where I get a 50% charge in 30 minutes. You will never have a dead cell phone again. The best phone on the market. What I just did was a minute to 90-second content point about this phone. That's your first content point. It's really, and you can do that in Toastmasters, wherever you want to go with that. The second thing I want to talk to you about, ladies and gentlemen, is dependability. How many of you have dependable phones? And as I said earlier, battery life is absolutely amazing. This phone will, again, I'll just say as far as dependability, the battery life is off the chain. So, first content point, your second content point, and depending on how much time you have, let's say you have 10 minutes, you can bring your content points to maybe 1, 2, 3 minutes. So each point, everybody follow that? Okay, edify. Question, topic, your sub-points. Okay, once you're done with that, the next thing, and you're coming to an end, is you summarize your talk. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to remember two things about the Samsung Note 3. It is battery life and dependability. Those are the two things I think you should consider the next time you buy a cell phone. And as you wrap this talk up, I always like to put in some type of why statement. Because in the back of my mind, I'm always wondering, why are you telling me this information? And I might conclude to say, you know, the reason I tell you this is because one day my wife and I were out in the middle of nowhere and we had no reception and our car broke down. I want to make sure that doesn't happen to you. That is why I think you should purchase the Samsung Note 3 by Verizon. That is your talk. Boom, boom, boom. Now, how many of you were able to follow what I was doing in that talk mentally? That's the goal. So people in the audience can follow your talk, edify, question, your topic, your subtopic, summarize your why statement. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your time. Mr. Toastmaster.